Now I wanted something for macro shots. And again, I debated what kind of macro lens I wanted. And I decided to go with the 100mm. This is the 2.8 L lens macro. Again, it's IS USM. This is a very nice lens, guys. I don't know what else to say about it other than, you know, I debated. They do have this in the non-IS lens for about half the price. I don't, you know, people are telling me I don't need IS when you're shooting macro. But I've been reading a lot of reviews, and this lens, not only is it great for macros, you know, you can use this for portrait lenses or portrait photography and for some other shots. And so I'm going to be using not only this for macros, which again I will be using a tripod. IS may not be needed, but I'm also going to be using a lot of handheld shots with this, you know, and that IS really helps out. So anyway, this does come with the lens hood also. Again, the two lenses I just showed you, the 2L lenses, they come with canvas bags or leather canvas bags that you can put the lenses in. So those are the four lenses I went with. Again, this is the 100mm f2.8 L lens. So anyway, those are the four lenses I decided to go with. Then I started looking at some of the other options that were out there. One being external flash. Now the flash that's built into the camera is adequate. It's not what you really want to use, especially if you're going to get serious with your photography. And this is just, you know, a beginner for me, because normally, or what I'm seeing is that, you know, a couple of these, if not 3 or 4, is really what you need, especially for portrait shooting. But this is the Canon 430 EX2. It's an external flash. This was pretty nice because you can tilt this down, you can rotate it, so this helps you bounce the light off, say, a white ceiling, a white wall, maybe a you know, a wall off to the side of you, and then you can adjust the flash compensation here, right in here on the external flash itself. Also, this one does have a little adapter. Let me pull this out of the bag real quick. Has this adapter here, so you can take the lens off the camera. You can make this a slave lens, set your camera up to be the master, and then I can set this off to the side, and then I can shoot from, let's say, a different angle, and, you know, bring light in from somewhere else. And it'll read the IR sensor out of here when this flashes, and it'll send a signal to this, and then this will flash. So it's a pretty nice unit. And again, that comes with a nice little bag. Alright, so then I'm looking at, okay, what else am I going to need? And if I'm going to do any videoing, I'm going to need some way of triggering the on-off from, you know, a point. So I end up getting, you know, a little wireless remote, again from Canon. And I know they sell off brands of a lot of this stuff, and they're probably quality, you know, like the lenses. I could have gone with Sigma, or I could have gone with Tamron, but I looked around, I read a lot of reviews. Those are great lenses, don't get me wrong, they are excellent, great lenses. They are less expensive than Canon, but they just don't have the same, they're not the same as Canon. So I went with a Canon body. I decided to go with all Canon lenses and pretty much all Canon products. Again, the little wireless remote, and then if I'm shooting macros and you got the lens up and over something or in a really tight spot, you know, the sensor on the camera is here in the front. So if this is like this, for instance, I'm not going to be able to use this wireless remote. So I end up going with another remote switch. This is a cable shutter release. Again, it just plugs right into the camera, and then I can shoot the or hit the shutter, you know, from a distance, you know, without shaking the camera. Let's see, what else did I get? I looked at lenses, or excuse me, filters. And I decided to get, I did get one Tiffen. This is fairly inexpensive. But for the 2L lenses, I wanted to go with something a little bit better quality. These are the Hoya UV filters, both for the 2L lenses. And you definitely want to put a UV filter on, whether it be an inexpensive Tiffen one or something a little bit better like a Hoya or a B&W. You definitely want to put a filter on. The other thing I did want to get was a polarizer lens. This is a B&W polarizer. This little lens is pretty expensive. They range, you can buy a cheap one for, you know, maybe 30-40 bucks, and they can range up into the hundreds. But I wanted something that was multi-coated, you know, blah blah blah. And so I figured, if you're going to spend this kind of money on this kind of equipment, you know, let's not get cheap when it comes down to filters. So I bought this filter here. If you're not sure what a polarizer filter will do, just go ahead and Google that. The other thing I got was the Gorillapod SLR-Zoom. What this does is, you know, this will mount, let's say, on a tree branch or on a fence post, or, you know, when I'm doing table shots or something like that. This is a nice little thing to have. When you get into some of the larger DSLRs, put on the larger lenses, you know, the weight capacity, you know, because they make this in different styles. Be careful which one you get, because you don't want to get something that's not rated for your camera. You don't want your camera falling. So anyway, we ended up getting that. I also went ahead and purchased a Manfrotto tripod. And I'm not going to get all this in the frame here, but we'll just start there. And this is the 055 XP or X Pro B. So 055 X Pro B. So this is a very nice tripod. It's not a carbon fiber one. I looked at carbon fiber ones. Again, I had to kind of watch my budget, I guess. So this is all stainless steel, but a very nice quality tripod. And again, you can buy tripods that, you know, for 50, 60 bucks. You can buy them up into the thousands. Of course, I didn't spend that much, but I did want to buy a quality one. You know, this was about 250 bucks for the tripod. And when you're going to put a, you know, a very expensive camera with very expensive lenses on it, again, I didn't want to get cheap when it came to a tripod. So along with the tripod, again, this doesn't come with any head. It doesn't come with a pan and tilt head or a roller head. It's just the tripod itself. So I ended up buying the Manfrotto roller head, and this is the 498 RC2. And this thing is sweet. I haven't used it yet, but I've watched a bunch of reviews or videos and read a bunch of reviews on it. And so we're going to be able to give that a try. Eventually I will pick up a pan and tilt for this, a fluid pan and tilt, which will really help for when I'm shooting videos. But for this, for right now, I went with the ball head. And I can't remember what this costs. 60, 70, something in that range. I could be totally off. Might have been 100 bucks. I really don't remember. So let's see what else. That's pretty much it. I did buy a Canon bag, but after purchasing this, I haven't even opened it up, but the one came with the T2i, exact same bag, and it would have been perfect had I stopped buying everything in sight. So after making all my purchases and trying to fit everything into the one bag I have, I'm realizing all this equipment is not going to fit into that bag. So now I'm going to end up returning that and looking for a larger bag. The other thing I got was just a 32 gigabyte SD card, and I know Transcend is pretty much generic. You know, they got much better quality ones, and as much as I've been telling you guys I didn't want to skimp on this or that when I was spending all this money, I've used high dollar SD cards, ScanDisk, and some of the other ones in my video camera, and I've also used some of the Transcend ones. I don't see a difference. This is a class 10, so I'm going to give this a try. If it's not up to par, I'll buy a better one. But you know, this was inexpensive. I can't remember what this cost, but it wasn't, you know, you can buy a scan disc, you get a 32 gigabyte scan disc, you're going to spend almost 150, maybe more. So we're going to give this a shot. This is probably under $100. So, see what else. I think that's it, guys. So anyway, this is just was, you know, I know this doesn't fit into my channel here of mods, computer mods, but I feel that, you know, there's a little bit of a crossover here. A lot of people that are into computers or computer modding, you know, they like to take pictures of it. So I think photography kind of crosses over into computer mods. So I may start another channel for photography. I just, you know, this is a hobby. You guys know I am bowed up with not only work and with mods, trying to fit in photography. I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do this, but we'll give it a shot. One thing I forgot to mention, I did buy, you know, some cleaning stuff. This is the Rocket Air, you know, to clean out the lenses, to clean out the sensors. A lot of this stuff hasn't come yet. I've got the pads, I've got the sensor wand, and the, you know, little drops that come with this, or that you have to buy separately, hasn't shown up yet. I also bought the, God, I forgot what they're called, but they're like the lens pens or something, where you would clean the lens. It's got a little brush on it that you can wipe out most of the dust, and then to clean the optical itself, or even the UV filter, it has like a little charcoal pad on it, and use this charcoal pad and it'll give you a nice cleaning on your UV filter and or your lens. So those haven't shown up yet, but I did buy everything that I feel I need to keep this stuff in prime shape. So anyway, guys, I'm rambling on. I appreciate you guys watching this. Again, I may make a second channel, I may not. I don't know how much photography that I'll be able to post, but I am pretty serious about getting into photography and learning more about it. And you know, for me, this is a minor upgrade. And for a lot of people that are professionals, you know, this is a good starter kit. For some, this is going to be like, wow, you know, what were you thinking? You know, I went from a standard point and shoot, then I go to to this. But you know, again, you're going to live once, so you know, and I you know, I'm lucky enough I can afford this kind of stuff. So anyway, enough of me rambling on, guys. This is LazyMan. You know, I got more mods coming up, so stay tuned, and I appreciate you guys watching this video.